Alright, Shalom, Mr. Brother Nahal from the GMS New Orleans Church, coming with a quick video. And before I begin, I want to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakagodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace, blessings, and salutation to the hopefully elect. Shalom. And for this video, I want to title it somewhere around the lines of, we preach this truth for all of Israel. All right, whether they hear or forbear, ultimately it's going to decide whether they have, whether they're condemned or whether they get saved. All right, but it's still for all of Israel. All right, I'm going to start off with this. This is Matthew 13 and 19, Salakia 13 and 9. It says, "Who had ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" Man, what they fucking doing on here, bro? Salakia. Verse 10, it says, "And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" Verse 11, it says, "He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." All right, and this speaking of Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh Shai was speaking in code. Basically, he was speaking to a multitude of people. All right, but he was purposely speaking in code so the multitudes wouldn't get it, wouldn't understand it. Right? Verse 12, it says, For whosoever had to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever had not, from him shall be taken away, even that he had. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Okay. Verse 14, it says, "And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive." So it was set up, from the beginning, that those people, Yahweh Shai was set up, to be a stumbling block for those people, just like it is today. For most of the nation of Israel, this good gospel, this truth, the word, right, which is of Yahweh Shai, is a stumbling block to people, and that's why ultimately, why they can't get it. All right, this is to back that up. This is Isaiah 28 and 8. I'm gonna get to the point. Well, I'm gonna try to. It says, "For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, This is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing. Yet they would not hear. But the word of the Lord Yahweh was unto them, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken." Right? So, these people they can't get the word. Right? They taken by by strong drink and the philosophies of this world, and they can't come into the understanding, of the truth. Why? Because the Lord purposely blinded them. Alright? So they can't get it. The Lord purposely blinded them, and this is talking about 2/3 of our people. Because we know the Lord, He told Peter to feed the sheep. The elect are gonna get it, no matter how it happens or when they come in, or whatever the case may be. The elect are gonna get it. They're gonna come into the understanding. But as for everybody else, you know, who are not of the elect, they're just being condemned. They're being marked for debt and judgment. This is 2 Corinthians 4:3. It says, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost." All right, and I'm gonna get that word "lost" because it's hid to two. It's hid from 2/3 of our people. So like this is G622. I don't got no service, man. This is Satan. Alright. I'm trying to press the pronunciation, but it looks like Apollomy. Alright, in the outline of biblical usage, it says to destroy, to put out of the way entirely, abolish, put an end to, ruin, render useless, to kill, to declare that one must be put to death, to devote or give over to eternal misery and hell, to perish, to be lost, ruined, destroyed. Alright, and that's the point. So it says, verse 3, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost." Alright, the people, who the Lord set up for them to be destroyed, in a perish. Verse 4, it says, "In whom the God of this world had blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them." All right, so yeah, our people were purposely blinded by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. All right, this was all set up for Jake to not get it if you're not of the elect. Okay, I'll probably end it with this too. This is Sirach 39:24. It says, "As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked." Let me see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, this is the Google definition for stumbling block. It says a circumstance that causes difficulty or hesitation. Some synonyms: it says obstacle, hurdle, barrier. Right? And we know the word is Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai, he's the door. He's the door to salvation, the door to Yahweh. Alright, the door to the truth. But this says, I'm gonna read it again. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Alright, so the ways of the Lord, alright, is a barrier that's set up, between him and the wicked. So you can't get to him. So that's why they can't come unto the understanding of the scriptures. Right? Problem, issue, a pitfall. Alright, but that's pretty much the point. Their minds are blocked, from understanding the word and coming into the truth. Like coming nigh to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Alright, but Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying. Before I end it, I want to give infinite honors and praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Kagodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace, blessings, and salutation to the hopefully elect. Shalom.